Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, if you've been paying any attention lately, it's clear artificial intelligence isn't just sci-fi anymore.
Not at all.
It's arguably the biggest tech shift happening right now. I mean, AI isn't coming, it's here.
Yeah.
It's really reshaping, well, pretty much everything about how we live and work.
Absolutely. It's already woven into so much. So our mission today is really a deep synthesis. We've gathered sources looking at this whole transformation across the big areas: work, health, education, creativity, even just our daily routines. We want to look beyond just what AI is doing and really get into how it's driving these changes and, what it means for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and the timing for this conversation is just spot on. We really need to grasp AI not as some far-off idea, but
Yeah.
as this immediate, powerful force.
It's already optimizing things, automating tasks, driving big decisions right now. The key thing is just how fast it's all being adopted. We've got to understand these shifts quickly. Okay, let's start where a lot of this impact is felt first. Work and business. Our research shows AI is seriously boosting productivity, taking on tasks that used to soak up hours, maybe days, of human effort. Definitely.
So looking at the business world specifically, where are the sources showing the biggest, immediate wins from automation?
Well, the sources consistently point to, I'd say, three main areas where AI is acting like this new productivity engine. First, and maybe the most fundamental, is data analysis.
Okay.
Companies are just swimming in data, right? Petabytes of it. AI can crunch through these massive volumes in seconds. It spots complex patterns, correlations, stuff human analysts might take weeks to find, if they find it at all.
Huh. So it's not just faster number crunching, it's finding connections we wouldn't even think to look for.
Exactly. That's a big part of it. Second is specialized content generation. And this is way beyond just drafting simple emails.
Yeah.
We're seeing AI systems churn out detailed business reports, design really complex ad campaigns targeted at tiny consumer groups, and, critically, helping write and debug software code. That's huge.
Yeah, the coding part is massive.
And third, maybe the most impactful at the top level, is strategy and predictive modeling. AI helps make much smarter business decisions by running simulations, predicting customer behavior with surprising accuracy based on all that historical data fed into these, advanced neural networks.
That prediction part really hits home, I think, because you see the results all the time, the super personalized online shopping suggestions or how Netflix just knows what you want to watch next.
Exactly.
The system seems to almost anticipate what you need. So if we boil down all these workplace uses, what's the single biggest takeaway for someone listening trying to figure out their career path? I think the crucial insight really drawing from the research is this. AI isn't replacing everyone wholesale, not like a long shot, but it is fundamentally changing the nature of knowledge work, changing how we work.
Yes. The sources really stress that the competitive edge is shifting. The people who learn to use AI effectively, who see it as this powerful co-pilot,
Right.
something that handles the repetitive stuff and boosts your own thinking power, those are the folks who are going to be the most effective, most productive, and, the most competitive going forward. For high-skilled jobs, it's really an augmentation story, not just pure replacement. That makes a lot of sense. It's about working with it. Okay, so if business optimization is the focus there, let's pivot to a sector where speed and accuracy aren't just about profit, but literally life and death: healthcare.
Ah, yes. The promise here feels genuinely life-changing.
Right.
What are the most profound, life-saving examples of AI in medicine that the sources are highlighting?
Well, the most immediate and probably most powerful application right now is in diagnostic imaging. That comes up again and again.
Imaging, like X-rays and scans.
Exactly. The source material details how these AI systems using deep learning trained on literally millions of X-rays, MRIs, CT scans, they can achieve diagnostic accuracy and speed that's just, it's beyond what humans can typically do consistently.
Can you give a specific example? What's the edge over a human radiologist?
Sure. The advantage is kind of twofold: volume and detail. An AI can process thousands of images in the time it takes a human expert to maybe get through 100. But maybe more importantly, the algorithm is often better at spotting really tiny anomalies. Like what?
Things like microcalcifications in mammograms or really subtle early signs of retinal damage in eye scans. Things the human eye, especially under pressure with a heavy caseload, might just miss.
Wow.
So this ability to detect things early at high volume, it's revolutionary for intervention, especially for diseases like cancer where early detection is everything.
And I'm guessing it's not just limited to reading images, right? The sources suggest AI's role in medicine covers more ground. Oh, absolutely. It spans the whole patient journey, really. Beyond diagnosis, AI is huge in accelerating drug discovery.
How so?
Instead of years of painstaking trial and error chemistry in the lab, AI can simulate how billions of molecular compounds might interact. It flags promising candidates for new treatments way faster than traditional methods ever could.
Okay, that's incredible.
Yeah. And then you have its role in robotic surgery, guiding instruments with incredible precision using AI-driven visualization, minimally invasive stuff. The research also pointed to the growing use of specialized AI chatbots for initial mental health screening and support.
Chatbots for mental health.
Yeah, making support more accessible, especially in places or communities where it's hard to get.
It's interesting how the sources keep linking this high-tech stuff back to the human element, though, saying algorithms power it, but human compassion needs to guide it.
That's a key point, definitely. The ethical dimension is crucial.
Okay, let's shift gears again to education. If AI can personalize medical diagnosis, it seems like it's perfectly set up to personalize learning, too.
Huh.
This is where it gets really interesting, I think. How exactly do the sources say AI tracks and caters to what an individual student needs cognitively?
It primarily works through what the sources call adaptive learning platforms. Think of it like a super attentive personal tutor.
Okay.
Instead of just marching everyone through the same curriculum at the same pace, the AI constantly watches how the student is doing, their speed, their accuracy on different concepts.
So it adapts in real time.
Yes, dynamically. If a student flies through, say, the science stuff, but really struggles with complex algebra, the AI adjusts. It might offer harder science problems, but provide extra help, different explanations, more practice for the algebra, tailored feedback right where they need it.
So the system uses these real-time feedback loops based on where the student is hitting friction, making sure nobody falls behind just because the class moved on too quickly.
Precisely. The goal is mastery. You master the prerequisites before moving on. This helps minimize those cumulative learning gaps that you often see in traditional big classroom settings.
That makes sense. And this isn't just helping the students, right? It's also transformative for the teachers.
Absolutely. That's a critical point. Teachers are often buried under administrative work.
Yeah, the grading load alone.
Exactly. The research shows AI taking over a lot of that practical, time-consuming stuff. Automated grading for quizzes and tests, generating different versions of lesson plans based on class performance data, tracking individual student progress across, dozens or even hundreds of kids simultaneously.
So it frees up teachers to do the actual teaching part.
Right.
It lets them focus on the uniquely human aspects, motivating students, mentoring, leading complex discussions rather than drowning in paperwork. The end result is education becoming more accessible, more flexible, and really more focused on individual student needs.
Okay, so moving from the structured world of education to something much more fluid, maybe even contentious. Creativity. Ah, yes, the creative space. When you have AI generating really impressive digital art, composing original music, even drafting building designs, the big question pops up immediately. Is this tech a threat to human artists, or is it just a really powerful new collaborator?
Yeah, the research definitely lays out both sides of that debate. The threat perspective is mainly economic,
Okay.
AI is automating some of the more entry-level or commercially focused creative tasks.
Yeah.
Think basic logo design, stock photo generation, simple advertising jingles, that kind of thing.
So displacing some jobs there.
It creates genuine concern, about displacing graphic designers, copywriters, composers whose work relied heavily on speed and technical skill in those specific areas.
Okay, so the economic impact is definitely real. But the sources also push the collaborator view, where AI is seen as this amazing tool, not necessarily a replacement.
That's right. The collaboration angle emphasizes how AI lowers the barrier to entry for creating things and dramatically speeds up iteration.
Can you give an example? Sure. An architect could maybe generate 50 different preliminary 3D models for a complex building in just an afternoon. The AI handles the tricky structural calculations and optimization, while the human focuses purely on the aesthetics, the function, the design vision.
So AI handles the grunt work. The human provides the spark.
Kind of. AI becomes the ultimate assistant. It provides the brushstrokes, the digital canvas, the orchestral sounds, but the human still provides the unique imagination, the direction, the final artistic judgment. It's about using AI to think bigger, try more ideas, faster.
That makes the creative discussion feel very immediate. But For the average person listening, AI isn't just some future thing in a studio or boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's already everywhere, often quietly.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Let's go beyond the obvious examples like voice assistants. Where else is AI working behind the scenes that most people probably don't even recognize?
Right. If we look past Siri and Alexa, the sources show AI is integrated in ways that are less obvious but really influential. Think about dynamic pricing, like on airlines or ride-sharing apps.
Ah, yeah. Surge pricing.
Exactly. AI algorithms are constantly adjusting prices based on predicted demand, real-time traffic, all sorts of factors. Or in your home, AI might be optimizing your smart thermostat or helping manage the power grid to predict energy use and prevent outages.
I was just thinking about how my photo app automatically organizes everything, tags faces and places, without me doing anything. That's AI, right?
Totally. That's complex visual recognition and classification just happening silently in the background. Or think about predictive maintenance in smart appliances, maybe even your car.
Predictive maintenance.
Yeah, the system uses sensors and historical data to warn you about a potential part failure before it actually breaks down. Saves you hassle and money.
Yeah.
The overall picture from the research is that AI is quietly becoming this sort of infrastructure layer for modern life.
Just working a way to make things smoother, smarter.
Smarter, more efficient, and often, ideally, invisible. Just making things work better.
Okay, so we've touched on business optimization, life-saving medical diagnostics, personalized education, the shifting creative landscape. I mean, this is transformation on a huge, undeniable scale.
It really is. So let's pull it all together. The big question for this deep dive, what does all this mean? Well, when you synthesize all this information, I think it points to one really overarching idea. AI is fundamentally a tool, a magnificent tool perhaps, but still a tool.
An amplifier.
Exactly. It amplifies human capability. It's not really an independent force acting on its own. All these profound changes we've talked about, from finding new drugs faster to adaptive learning, they depend entirely on how we choose to use it, the intent behind it.
And that connects to the bigger picture.
Yeah, it underscores just how important critical engagement is. This technology holds immense power, the ability to process vast data, generate content instantly, control complex systems. It has to be managed responsibly, with strong oversight.
Ethical considerations are paramount.
Absolutely. The sources basically conclude that if we deploy AI thoughtfully, with ethics front and center, it's uniquely positioned to help us tackle some of humanity's biggest, longest-standing challenges. Things like climate modeling, resource distribution, maybe even disease eradication.
That's a really powerful summary of the material. Thanks for walking us through all those different facets.
My pleasure. And maybe as you're processing all this, here's a final thought, building on that idea of responsible use.
Okay. If AI really is this tool that could help solve huge challenges, take a moment to think. What specific problem, maybe in your work, maybe your community, or even just personally, seems most ready for an AI-powered solution right now? And then, maybe more importantly, given the power involved, what's the single most critical ethical guardrail you need to put in place first to make sure that solution truly serves the greater good and stays aligned with human values? That's a powerful and, necessary question to leave everyone with. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive. Stay curious, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.